my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Workshop. It's Friday, May 20th. As you have already realized, there's no shop talk this morning. The main reason for that is the internet has degraded even more. I mean, yesterday it was barely usable, and last evening I finally just turned the television off around 9 o'clock, went to sleep, woke up at 3, so I've been up since 3. And so that's even putting more priority on trying to raise my pole up 15 feet. And it's also making me think that it's probably a totally futile effort. It's probably not going to make any difference. Before I actually go to that extreme of trying to raise my pole up 15 feet, I'm going to try to get my drone up in the air and look, try to get it right up behind the antenna and look across and see if I can see which tree for sure is causing the problem. I think it's a giant sycamore tree. I'm not positive of that. It's a tree that I wouldn't want to cut down. I mean, it's like at least 4 foot at the base and probably 120 feet tall. And the second reason why I wouldn't want to cut it down, it's not on my property. The third reason I wouldn't want to cut it down is that when you look out my son's picture window, it's the tree right out in front. It's a couple hundred yards out there, but it's right out in front. It's a tree that right dead center of his window. So, and I'm not even sure it's the right tree. So, but that's the tree I think is the issue, just based on my observations. And the final factor, reason I don't want to cut it down is I guarantee you, and I absolutely know this for a fact, even though I can't prove it, but if I cut it down, I guarantee you Starlink would notify me the next day and said they have it available. I just know that would happen. I know that would happen. And of course, that's a reason you might say, well, go cut it down so that you can get Starlink. Anyway, that's all speculation. Yesterday, I made a comment on the screen that all I had to do after these body points was glue the fretboard on, and that should be easy. And then I put on there, whoops, shouldn't have said that. Well, guess what? Whoops, I shouldn't have said that. I knew it was going to be close. All along, I've known that the fit on this was going to be tight. In other words, the fretboard was almost a hair too wide for this, but I thought, number one, I could wet this down a little bit and expand it with heat, and then, clean it up. And I thought it was going to be fine. Well, I decided it wasn't going to be fine after all, even though I really had checked it a bunch of times and I thought it was going to be fine. Well, yesterday, after checking it again, it didn't look fine at all. So I ended up having to take the binding back off of this side and narrow the fretboard down just a little bit. And you might say, well, that'll take it off center. Well, it's not enough to care about. It's maybe 20 thousandths of an inch, if that, and that's about 4 to 5 thicknesses of a hair. A 16th of an inch is like 64 thousandths, so it's a third of a 16th of an inch. So however you want to figure that out. Anyway, but now I have to readdress the binding on this side. See how it's cut down on this side to match to the frets? Well, I have to cut it down on this side now. So I have to do that over again. Then I got to get it glued on here. But the good news is I've got the body points on here. It's finished. Someone said you need to put a body point here to make it consistent. I'm not thinking I'm going to do that because this one's a different shape, a different size. These are here really for protection. That's what they're there for, because these stick out. This doesn't stick out. It's, so it, I just don't think I'm going to take the time and put a body point across here. Now, I'm saying that right now, and yet I may still do it, but do it for a different reason. And the reason is that I'm having trouble getting the binding to match up with this perfectly. And the point, if I put a point in there, I think I can make it match up better. So I may still put one in there, even though having said that, I don't really want one in there because I don't think the look of that will be that good looking down on it. I would prefer to look down on this. I think that looks better from my angle of looking at it. Now on this is the traditional look, and it looks fine. But this body point, as you know, it was added by me, and it's my own design. It's not, I didn't copy it off of any other instrument or anything. I just drew it the way I thought it would look good. Did I ever say it's not easy being me? Anyway, we're basically done. I started cleaning up the finish, sanding it and everything, you know, because I had the shellac on here, and the shellac got all beat up and just messed up because of the rubber band wrapped around it. But I had enough shellac on there that I was able to sand through that for the most part. Overall, I'd give the instrument an A, but I would give my binding job a B+ at best. And you might say, well, it looks good. You know, it's a good binding job. You know, from any length of distance like this, it looks fine. But when you get real close to it, there's little problems just in quite a few places, and it bugs me. I wanted it to be perfect. It's not perfect, and I don't think I have it in me to tear it all out and do it again. I'm telling you, my hands are killing me, so I just think I'm going to live with it the way it is. It's not bad, it's just not as good as I wanted. I'm making a compromise, and that's the best I can tell you. I'm just going to keep cleaning and working on this, and the next time you see it, it'll have the fretboard on there, and that's going to make it look really nice. And hopefully by the end of next week, we'll be playing this baby. Probably we'll release a video this weekend. I think Emery's got something ready for us. I hope so. See you Monday.